friends, it's Gwen and I'm back today with another scrapbooking process video. For today's share, I am using the stunning new collection Storyteller by Coco Vanilla Studio, and I'm going to show you how a single sticker can inspire a brand new layout. I'll be documenting this photo and I'm using a cut-to-you cut file called Love Your Selfie. It's the perfect match for our sticker, which says, "But first, let me take a selfie." I've gone ahead and backed the cut file in a selection of pattern papers from the collection, and I'm going to set about a plan for my photo and the sticker first. I'm going to position the cut file towards the top of the layout, and that's going to create some space in the bottom section for my photo and also for these beautiful fussy cut florals. Yes, I sat down and fussy cut the entire 12 by 12 sheet, and now I have a beautiful selection of florals that I can use on my layout. I use them just like embellishments now. I don't need to stop my creating process to fussy cut out elements. They're all ready to go. With the placement of the photo and our sticker decided, I can now go ahead and have a look at the embellishments in the collection. This is the very first layout that I'm making with this one, so I do want to get a little bit familiar with the choices that I have. I like to begin with the chipboard stickers. They do tend to be a little bit larger than the die cut elements, so I like to lock those in early in the design process. I am going to lock in my photo. I'm really sure that it's going to go there now, and while I'm moving around bits and bobs, it's nice to have that locked into its position. I'm going to lock in the floral cluster on the left, and I also want to lock in my sticker. I'm going to raise it up on some 3D foam, and it's going to sit somewhere here in the top right hand corner of my photo. As I think about the placement of the embellishments, I'm really thinking about how they flow across the page. That is how the eye will travel when it's looking at the layout. Naturally, your eyes will want to read the text, so they will move left to right across the top section there of the page, and I'll want my embellishment clusters to go with that same flow. You don't want to be fighting the natural flow of the layout, so I am going to end up with a large embellishment cluster on the left of my photo and then smaller elements that support the title on the right hand side of the layout. I'm also having a think about the balance of the page right now. I have a large floral element on the left, but nothing florally to balance that out on the right. Is florally a word? So I am going to try and find some sweet floral elements to go towards the right. And while I have a think about what they might be, I will also work on filling out the feature embellishment cluster. The one on the left there is going to be our main embellishment cluster, and I do want to add a couple more layers in there and get that nutted out so that I know what I'm trying to balance. It was at this point that I had realized I had not looked through the die cut pack. It had been sitting there the whole time. I had not even looked through it, and there are so many gorgeous elements that I can add to this layout. See the banner pieces there? I really liked the look of the chipboard one at the top, but I didn't feel like it was long enough, and then there was a perfectly sized die cut, so I am going to switch those out, and I am going to audition a couple of other die cut pieces. Anything that I know I can't use, I have popped back onto the plate. Any of the options available are to the left there. And yes, going through that pack this late in the process did mean that there weren't a lot of options available for me. I am pretty stoked about that banner though, because it is now the perfect length. It's exactly what I was looking for. I am going to give it a similar look to the chipboard by adding some 3D foam tape behind it. And the audition process continues for lots of little bits and pieces that I'm going to use to decorate this side of the layout. I'm going to add a couple of the typed sentiments. The top one says, "This is us," and then that second one says, "Adore this photo." They are following that same line that the eye will travel across the page. I found a sweet banner for under my photo and this heart piece for inside the camera. Things are getting serious because I'm gluing stuff down. Up until now, the cut file has only been attached with some ATG tape, so this will lock it into position. And I'm also going to secure the chipboard butterflies. It's time to add some dimension to the floral cluster. I do this with some more 3D foam, just popping that in between the layers. And that's when it hits me, the thing that you may have noticed all along. There's an entire section of the cut file that I have forgotten to cut out. I don't even know how that happened. Professional scrapbooker here. My mind is racing. I have no idea how I'm going to fix that, but I will work it out. I'm going to lock into position as many elements as I can, and then I'm going to ever so gently attempt to lift up the area of the cut file that just has the ATG tape behind it. I cannot lift up this bottom section because that is the area that I glued earlier. Remember that section that I really wanted to lock into position? I was able to get my metal ruler in underneath there, and then with a sharp knife I cut the excess paper. It's not perfect, but it is much better than it was. I want to cover up slightly the top area of the E. I wasn't able to get a really clean cut for that section, so I'm going to use this super sweet little yellow flower element to do that. And it's doing double duty because it's also helping to balance out the flowers on the left. I found one more typed sentiment to add to the left-hand side there. This one says "the sweetest," and a couple of smaller floral pieces. I'm really loving the balance of the red from my embellishments with that little pop of red that's in the photo. I have one more embellishment to place, and that's the layout complete. If you like the way that I scrapbook or the way that I chat about the way that I scrapbook, I would love it if you give this video a thumbs up. If you'd like to see me create more with this collection, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, bye!